For kids, it always seems like the summer just flies by. Now it's time to get back to the books. But a new school year can also be very stressful for kids and moms and dads. So what do parents do? Well, the Governor's Prevention Partnership has some ideas. Here to help us with the back-to-school transition is the group's president and CEO, Jill Spineti. Jill, welcome back to the show.
Thanks,
you always have
Lisa.
good advice for us.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
We are heading back to school. I guess right off the bat, why is this a stressful time of the year?
Well, everything changes. Everything's new. So kids are getting used to new environments. You know, sometimes they're going into high school or maybe even middle school. New teachers, they're not used to the homework. Just the change is stressful.
And right off the bat, what do you say to kids that are getting ready here?
Well, what I want to say to kids and their parents is to stay connected with each other. If parents and their children dialogue with each other, the parents know that they spend that time with their kids and kids can go to their parents, that's really what will make the difference.
And it's probably difficult because in most families you have the mother and the father that are working.
Yes, there's so much stress already in the families with the scheduling, and so I know we're going to get into tips, but if parents could really set aside that time every day, every single day, and check in with what's happening in school, it can make a real difference.
Sure, and we're talking about a national study here. It says that students between ages 12 and 17 asked about the biggest problem facing them, and besides drugs and tobacco, they say social pressures.
Right. You know, kids are really worried about peer pressure. They're worried about fitting in. They're worried about what other kids are going to think about them. So one thing that's really important for parents is to support their kids, to get them used to these new social situations they're going to be in.
Yeah, it was the night before the first day of school. I don't think I slept ever, even through high school.
Right.
Just the anticipation.
There's so many worries, yes.
All right, let's get right to the tips, Jill. Right off the bat, we say prepare for social pressures.
Right. So parents can practice with their kids. They can help their kids make new friends. They can get them used to clubs and after-school type of settings, and really dialogue at home.
Do a little practice run, right?
Right, exactly.
Even going to summer camps, I would assume, would socialize younger kids.
That's
right?
exactly right, so that they are in different kinds of settings.
All right, find the right time to talk. You touched upon this, but this is something you really want to do every day.
Yes, parents can even write it right on their calendars. You know, set aside a time aside, whether it's dinner time or bedtime, but really be intentional about that, not just in passing, so the kids can count on that time.
Yeah, then you know they might even start looking forward to it.
That's exactly right, they do.
Be available, I guess that's key.
Yes, you know, when a kid has a problem, they need to be able to turn to their parents. So whether they can call you at work or whether they know at home they're going to be
available, just
available.
so you could, the kids know that
yes.
Parents are there as a resource.
Yes, that's right.
And moving on to other resources, sometimes problems are too big for parents, and you really should be able to reach out.
Yes, you know, one important thing is that every school in Connecticut right now has a professional that's available to help with a bullying situation. So many parents are worried about that behavior. So definitely the parents should talk to people at the school and reach out into the community and get help when it's needed. And if they're worried about their kids using drugs and alcohol, they can call us and we can give them a resource.
There are places to turn.
Plenty of places.
All right, and here's one that my mother probably should have listened to. Don't overreact.
Yes, you know, sometimes parents get upset and they take on the stress of the kids and they're going down to the school and getting all upset. So we really recommend for parents to stay calm. Kids are watching you, they're taking your lead, and it really can de-escalate a situation so you can get into better problem solving.
Be positive and encouraging.
Right. You know, kids, you need to be your kid's biggest cheerleader. Sometimes they're facing so much, and you really need to praise them and pep them up for what's coming.
And we talked a little bit about bullying a couple of minutes ago, but that is a problem even through high school.
Yes.
What are some of the other resources? What do you do if you think your child's being bullied?
Well, first of all, they can call the Governor's Prevention Partnership. We have a lot of tips and tools. Check in with the school. Schools are undergoing a lot of trainings right now, and it's not just for the teachers, but the bus drivers, the cafeteria workers, so everybody in the school building is prepared to react to a bullying situation.
Is this a new problem? Because I don't remember when you or I were in school, or maybe it wasn't such a big deal. Maybe we're learning the dangers of it now. But
I think there's more attention placed on it. I don't think there's actually more bullying, and right now we know more about the outcomes. And some kids, if the bullying situation isn't solved, can really get into some poor outcomes in the future.
Now, Jill, you mentioned that it's important to encourage your kids to take on new activities and join clubs.
Yes, exactly. You know, when youth feel connected and they feel that they're competent and good and they feel good about themselves, they're much more likely to resist drugs and alcohol, not get involved in bullying. We're calling those protective factors. I know with my son it was really tough to get him involved. We finally ended up with jazz club, and it turned out that he was great at the saxophone, but we had to do a lot of searching to find that.
it's probably difficult to get them off the computer or away from the television.
Yes.
This day and age,
well,
right?
yeah, there's so many so many electronic things that tempt them, but to get them out and socialize in different activities, whether it's sports or anything, after-school activities, is really important.
So we have about a minute left, Jill. Just to reiterate, we have to make sure that parents are available for their kids.
Yes, staying connected, talking to them every day about what's happening in school so they can solve problems when they're little and they don't escalate into bigger problems. And certainly if there is a problem that's too big, that they reach out and really get that problem handled, especially if it's around bullying or something wrong at school. Schools are really there to solve those kind of problems.
But school should be fun, ultimately,
Well,
right?
yes,
They
and
should look forward to going.
and the thing is, Teresa, I think that they'll fall into a groove, and after a few weeks, all this will go away, the stress will go away, and they will have a great year.
I think that's good advice, Jill. Let's put some information up on the screen. You can find more information at the Governor's Prevention Partnership. You can call them at 860-523-8042, or their website is what is it, Jill?
PreventionWorksCT.org.
There we go. That's what I was looking for. All right, very nice. Thanks for coming in and
Thanks,
sharing.
Teresa.
Coming